Welcome back to Dippy Does It All, the podcast where curiosity meets chaos and where summer isn't just a season. It's a double feature with extra butter and a side of disbelief. Listen, can you hear that? That electric murmur of excitement buzzing from every air-conditioned multiplex across the country? The IMAX screens are glowing like beacons. The soda fountains are flowing. And somewhere, Tom Cruise is strapping himself to another airplane because sure, why not? Yes, it's summer movie season, and it's already off to a wild start. Ryan Coogler's Sinners blew the doors off the theaters. Thunderbolts kicked May into high gear, and we haven't even gotten to the part where dinosaurs roam the earth again. Or a maniac in a slicker comes back to tell you he remembers what you did last summer. This episode, I've got my favorite movie wingman and chaos co-pilot, Dennis, join me as we break down the blockbusters, the bizarre, and the just plain bonkers lineup coming your way between now and Labor Day. We're talking Mission Impossible 8, Final Destination because death has trust issues, Jurassic Park because science never learns, and yes, I Know What You Did Last Summer is back, which means it's time to lie about your alibi all over again. Plus, Pedro Pascal is in everything. Adam Sandler, golfing angrily, and dinosaurs versus Scarlett Johansson, which might be the most 2025 sentence ever uttered. So grab your seat, silence your phone, and let's preview the most chaotic, curious, and downright cinematic summer yet.
Heck yeah.
How you doing, Dennis?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm really, really good, too. I'm in the squeaky chair.
Nice. I mean, right away, dinosaurs and Scarlett Johansson. Men's two favorite things.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go wrong.
I'm actually shocked that she signed up for it, but it's going to be cool, I think.
Yeah. I mean, with a lot of shame, admit, I love all the Jurassic Park movies. And I'm like, I don't really know why. Cinematic value is me. But they're just always good. They're like, it's like that sandwich that you get at Subway that, you know, it's not the best one, but it's always okay. It's always okay. Yeah. You enjoy it.
Yeah, it's trust. You can trust it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking maybe we could break down a couple things about summer movies before we get into what's coming out this year. I don't know if you're cool with that.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm wondering, what's a summer movie that you irrationally love, even though it's absolute trash to the majority of public?
Ooh, boy, that's a tough one because I like a lot of trashy movies. And I'm not even sure if it was a summer movie, but it's from when I was young, so it's so many years ago that I don't necessarily know. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I just love it.
That's actually on the Criterion Collection now.
Really?
So it's been elevated to classic.
Okay. Well, I mean...
So I think it's great.
I'm reaching 50. I'm getting there.
I would say if it was back from my childhood, Howard the Duck.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. What was even going on?
I mean, an alien human-sized duck that came down and fell in love with a woman?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
And they enjoyed breakfast a lot.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I would say that. And then if you're looking more current, definitely the Meg 2. Because Jason Statham punching a prehistoric shark.
Giant white, great white.
Like that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, Jason Statham is, again, an irrational love of mine. I don't know why I love that guy. Yeah. I've watched The Beekeeper. I'm looking forward to seeing, The Working Man. Yeah. My wife has the biggest crush on him. It's not even funny. There's nothing that guy's in that I'm like, that's bad. It's like, even if it's bad, it's still good.
I would agree. I think, though, that maybe it gets a bad rap, the Meg, but I like it. It's good.
I thought they were great. I mean, I actually enjoyed Sharknado as well. I mean, so I like really bad films and really great films.
You know what? I was just looking the other day, and it popped up on my algorithm. This movie is on Peacock, and it's called Velocipaster.
What?
I think we maybe need to watch it. It's about an hour and 10 minutes. Apparently, a pastor turns into a dinosaur.
A religious dinosaur.
Well, yeah. I don't know how much...
I kind of thought their whole thing was that the dinosaurs never existed. So it's kind of...
Well, the cool part is somehow prostitutes taught him how to fight ninjas. That was in the plot description.
Prostitutes taught a pastor, raptor.
A velocipaster.
A velocipaster, how to fight ninjas.
Yeah. I
That's
think it
a
sounds
lot.
like 1 hour and 10 minutes of a good time.
It sure does. With a couple of cocktails, I would absolutely think that would be all right.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious.
Is there an actor that you automatically trust with your summer? If they're in something, you're probably going to go.
Well, unfortunately, he's no longer around, but Patrick Swayze.
Oh, yeah.
Anything with Patrick Swayze, I'm in. I've never seen a bad movie that he's done. They're all enjoyable. They're all good. They're all decent. I'm 100% in.
I love that.
Yeah. Currently, not so much, but that guy.
I would say if we're talking just summer, I would say Tom Cruise, even though there's a lot of people that don't like him because of his personal life or whatever. But honestly, that doesn't matter to me at all.
No.
What is on the movie is what I'm there for. And he's been putting out Mission Impossible movies every year. And we're getting one again this year. The conclusion of the series, I think.
It's kind of the way
they've played it that way, but we'll
yeah.
see. Does it really? I mean, we've thought a lot of things have ended before.
Yeah.
But he did Top Gun Maverick a couple years ago,
That was so
which
good.
I think is better than the first. And the first is great. But
Yep.
I loved the practical effects where they had the actors doing the filming inside the jets. They were in the 2-seaters,
Yep.
and they were actually being flown in these jets. It's crazy.
They didn't half-ass it, as they say. They didn't CGI it. They literally made them fly with them and learn to pull G-forces and do all that stuff. That was pretty cool.
And they were doing their own filming when that was happening. So they were each responsible for their own rig.
Jeez.
And I think that's insane. So not only are they trying to survive the G-forces, but they're trying to act their characters and run the production, essentially.
Yeah, locked into a seat at 8 Gs.
Yeah.
Breathing for life with a camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ultimate selfie.
Exactly. I would also say an actor that just makes me feel young and fun, The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
He redid Jumanji, and I was like, why are they touching that thing? Robin Williams, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
And then I watched it. I could watch him and Kevin Hart in any movie.
Him and Kevin Hart together, I just want to hang out in the room with them and just listen to them talk crap to each other, because it's so much fun. Like their interviews that you see on TV when they're, promoting movies and stuff, those two together are like perfect. Cookies and milk.
I agree completely. So good. What's your ideal snack drink combo for a summer movie?
Ooh, I'm old school. I like regular popcorn, extra butter, and like raspberry slushy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I am blue raspberry ICEE all the way with buttered, lightly salted popcorn.
Yes.
And Nerds gummies.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with Nerds gummies.
I'm on those Nerd gummies. Ever since a couple Halloweens ago when I discovered them, it's my favorite.
I had never had them before, but I think Haley Haas actually brought them in and gave me one, and I was like, "What in the hell is this great creation?"
So good.
Yeah, they're great.
And then if you get the blue ones, it elevates it even more.
Nice. I'll have to look into the.
Yeah.
Do they
The
sell
berry
it
ones.
specifically blue?
Yeah, I think it's very berry.
All right.
Check those ones out.
Be hitting the store on the way home.
I might have some in the pantry.
Nice.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever snuck into a theater? Snack-wise, we should say.
I was going to say it's a bottle of watermelon schnapps
heck
mixed with
yeah.
watermelon Gatorade. This was high school days, me and some friends, which then after we went out and I decided to push a shopping cart from the strip mall that it was in and twisted my ankle and ended up in the hospital.
Oh, no.
As one does.
Do you remember what the movie was?
Not at all.
Oh,
It was playing at the Dollar Theater in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. So it was me and two buddies, Nick and Joe, and we went there and we snuck that in, drank, watched the movie, left, and then havoc broke loose.
We had a work party a long time ago when I had started, essentially. And we somehow ended up over at the grocery store, and I was in the cart like it was Titanic. And one of the other gals was pushing
totally see
it. And they called the police on us. And the worst part is we knew all the cops, obviously. Yeah. So they show up and they're like, just stop getting the cart. We just need you to put the cart in the corral. And I thought, what in the hey? Just come on and say don't get in the cart.
Yeah.
You don't need to call the police.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in the Twin Cities, I guess me running around with a shopping cart in the middle of the night or the late night was not even on anybody's radar. They did not. They were like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Must be going to his new home.
Yeah, exactly.
The weirdest thing I ever brought into a theater would be a potbelly sub with a bag of chips. I wanted to go to this movie, and it was right along lunchtime, and I thought, I don't want to have popcorn for lunch. Yeah. I'm just not feeling that.
Or a $7 hot dog.
Yeah, or that. So Jackie's like, why don't we just get sandwiches? I'll put them in my purse. I'm like, okay. We didn't think it through, though, how crinkly the wrappers are. So we're trying to eat, and it's like...
Oh, I was just literally thinking about how loud that bag of chips was when you opened it.
Yeah. And then, you try to eat them slower, and it's like...
Every sound's accentuated.
Yeah. But I think the weirdest thing I've seen in a theater is this older couple. They sat in the same row as us. Mm-hmm. They brought in a couple of bowls of soup. They had them in Tupperware containers.
That's...
with like the screw lid.
Yeah.
And they were eating soup and dipping bread in it.
That's dedication to the meal. I mean, yeah. If you're like, honey, we have this soup. I made it tonight, but we want to see this movie.
Yeah.
We're going to have to take it. Okay,
because I hear like... I look over and it's this Tupperware bowl. Both of them have little Tupperware bowls of soup. And I thought, you've got to be kidding me. And then I considered... what was that like carrying it in with all the sloshing and...
Yeah, that had to be just little Marge's purse is just...
Yeah.
Just squishing them around. Oh. Now I want to know, did they have crackers? Did they have...
They had bread.
Oh, yeah. Bread, yeah. But yeah. I mean, little crackers in there? Who knows?
Maybe they did. I didn't look that close.
Maybe it was beer cheese and they put their popcorn in it.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try that.
I'm down. Let's do it.
This question made me kind of giggle. Which childhood summer movie messed you up in ways you're still unpacking?
Porky's. Because my parents took me to it thinking it was Porky the Pig.
Oh!
So I had to sit there and watch the movie Porky's at a drive-in in a car with my parents.
Oh, no.
I'm still scarred for life.
That would be absolutely horrible.
It was the most disgusting, weirdest, yet, like, I want to see this, but I don't want to see this with them moment of my life. Yeah,
that is horrible. I don't think this came out in the summer, but I remember watching it in the summer. For me, it's My Girl. Oh. That, I thought it was going to be a fun, cute movie. It's not.
No.
And then you get so sad, he can't see without his glasses.
Yep.
Like, it's horrible.
Then you're deathly afraid of bees after that.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing.
Exactly.
That movie does get you, like, bad.
Oh.
I'd never seen it. My wife now, Melissa, loves that. And I watched it with her, and I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Why'd you do this to me? Like, what did I do to deserve this?
Exactly.
It hits you so hard in the feels.
To this day, I still haven't rewatched it. Yeah. I watched it the one time. Makes you so sad. I was like, nope, don't need to go back there.
I've watched it a couple times only because I'm a glutton for punishment and I like to feel sad. So I'm like, yay. It's the same reason I listen to Zach Bryant. I like to feel sad.
I love that. Jaws, I think, is one for a lot of people too.
Yeah, Jaws is a great movie.
I love that movie.
For the longest time, I was afraid to swim even in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Because of that damn movie. Like, literally, I'd be like, look around, make sure there's no sharks there.
Yeah.
Go into the water, come back up, and look again. Like, it magically went from the ocean to a Midwestern pool.
Yeah.
Somehow Jaws got in there. That's how good that movie was. That it messed with people's minds.
Yeah, it's so good. And I think the fact that they kept the villain so secret, for so long, you just heard the music, you knew stuff was going to go south.
Yep.
Then people would go underwater and everything. I think that's why it was so effective.
Yeah, and then at the end, when it comes up out of the water and goes after the captain, that movie was well done. Like, especially for its time.
Yeah.
They didn't have CGI and all that stuff, so they literally had to build a fake mechanical giant great white shark.
And they named him Bruce.
Oh, my goodness.
That's why the shark in Finding Nemo is called Bruce.
Oh,
it's
I
a
didn't know that.
callback to Steven Spielberg.
Oh, that's cool. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Audience, I happen to have a Bruce the Shark hat on right now. You know, me and my Roosevelts. I have to have everything that they put out. If someone made a summer blockbuster about your life, what would they call it? And who would play you?
Oh, my God.
This is a really hard question.
That is a hard question. They'd probably call it Absolutely Nuts. And then I would want Bert Kreischer, maybe.
Oh.
I think that'd be a pretty good. That'd be good. I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, it'd be a really good pick. I know that my mom talked about her, but I think it's a great pick. Kate McKinnon for sure could play me easily. And I had time to think about this question. I thought that the movie would be called Burning Bright. And it would be a fiery, passionate journey full of bold choices and good times.
Nice. I like that.
I was trying to think, how else could you encapsulate my life with all the craziness that happened? I'm like, Burning Bright. I think that's good.
Yeah, that's kind of why I went with Absolutely Nuts, because all of my past and then just the way I am, I'm like, yeah, perfect. Yeah. I want to know, if you had to pick a male to play you, who would it be? And I'll pick a female.
Ooh, Dennis, that is great. Steve Zahn.
Nice. I like
Just because he's goofy, and I think that he's got a touch of being endearing too.
Yeah.
And this is something that took me a lot of time to get to, but I am at this point in my life unapologetically myself, and I believe that he is also the same.
Nice.
You know, he doesn't play other people. He's basically Steve Zahn when you see him in a movie.
Yeah. I cannot remember her name because I'm horrible with names. Everybody who knows me knows that. But she was in... she's the one who threw her leg up and said, "Feel the steam heat."
Oh, jeez.
What is her name?
Oh, Melissa McCarthy.
Yes, Melissa McCarthy. 100%.
Yes.
She could absolutely be me.
Dennis, I actually want to just see you in Bridesmaids. Like right now.
Yeah. I totally could do it. I'd be there.
That is so good.
Yeah.
That's a perfect pick. That is so good. All right. Well, I think we touched a little bit on summer blockbusters. So let's talk about what's coming out basically from now through August. First up, which is coming out this weekend, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Scary.
And I should say this weekend, May 16th, because I don't know when this episode's coming out.
Yeah. I still can't drive behind a truck full of logs.
I
to
would
this
say
day, I won't do it.
That's probably the most iconic death from the series.
Yeah.
They had a lot of different ones. That one freaked me out, and the tanning bed one.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I would go in a tanning bed because I just get red and then it goes back to white. But that made me think of how horrible that would be to just crisp to death.
Yeah, literally crisp to death.
Yeah.
That would be a long, hot cook. Like, that's you're in a human Traeger at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
be terrible. It sounds like they're going back to the 60s era. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but a college student returns home. And a lot of things happen, sounds like. Grandma once predicted a tragic tower collapse back in the 60s and saved a bunch of people. This is probably between baking pies and pinching cheeks. Now, decades later, her granddaughter is having the same apocalyptic visions. But this time, the doomed souls are all relatives. And that cousin who never returns the Tupperware.
I was wondering what cheeks she was pinching.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, Lord.
grandma might be a little freaky.
So the first one came out in 2000. And I remember that was good. But for my era, the second one was the one that people liked the most, and that was the one with the log crash.
Yeah, that's the big one. Like that one really.
That's where they found their footing, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I don't honestly remember a thing about the first one, but the second one, that log scene haunts me to this day.
Yeah. The first one was the plane crash.
Yeah.
You know, they got off the plane or whatever, and then the plane crashed, and then they started picking off all the survivors.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But that one was like, oh, it's a new concept. But when the second one came and those deaths were bigger and scarier, I think that's when people really were into it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that second one was good. The first one, like I said, I don't really remember it.
Yep. And they ended up having 5 of them, kind of spaced from 2000 to 2011. And the last one, I think, was decent.
I haven't honestly really watched that series. My wife would be able to tell you everything about them. But that second one, I remember. After that, I don't remember a single thing about those ones.
Yeah, it's the second one.
They're decent. I'm more old school when it comes to like horror films. I like Friday the 13th and Halloween and any type of movie that has to do with an exorcism or a demon. I love that type of stuff.
Well, I love all of them except for the ones with the exorcism, because that just freaks me out so much.
Yeah.
That I can't get it out of my head. The rest of the stuff, I'm like, psychopath, killer, whatever. But
Yeah,
you have a ghost or something, how are you supposed to shake that puppy, you know?
That's what I love about them, is because to me, I'm like, that's the, not realistic, but if something were to be real, it seems the most real to me, so it scares the crap out of me, like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
The first time I saw the original one of that, and it's not even scary. There's no jump scares or nothing. It's just a door opening, and freaked me out.
Psychological.
Oh, yeah.
But I do watch a lot that would be in that era. I watch like the Conjuring ones.
Oh, yeah.
They have a lot of those. Which those don't bother me. They're really scary, but I think, okay, well, I'm just not bringing a haunted doll into the house, so it's okay.
Nobody knows this, but everybody thinks the haunted doll is like some like porcelain doll or something. It was a Raggedy Ann.
Really?
Yeah, and my sister had one. And when I found that out when I was young, it freaked me out bad, because I used to read like books and magazines about paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
And when I found out that that's what that doll was, I would look in her room and I would just shut the door and run away.
Probably by the time this one comes out, it's coming out tomorrow, I guess, the 90s review. I had a My Buddy doll, and once I watched Child's Play, I couldn't have the My Buddy doll out anymore.
You're like, you're not my buddy anymore.
No. And I think the outfit was too similar, because they had like the jumpsuit and coat coveralls or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And it was red, and it was just too much similarity.
Too close to home.
Your red and blue colors, yeah. I think I put a cinder block over it, just in case.
You ain't lifting this up.
Yeah, exactly. Even though I wasn't obviously that smart, because it probably would have been able to lift it up.
If it was possessed, probably.
Yeah.
But, meh, you're a kid.
Well, I do think that it has potential. Is it going to be great? I don't know, but it has potential to reboot the series for a new generation. So only time will tell.
That's the thing with all these reboots. It's hard, especially being older, that I've seen all the originals.
Yeah.
And then they reboot it and redo it. And sometimes they're better. Sometimes they're way off the mark. And you're like, what were you thinking?
Exactly.
You spent this much money on that?
Yep. Uh-huh. Well, the next one coming out on the 23rd is Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, they're calling it. Yeah. And in this one, his big stunt is he wing walks. And this guy is just nuts.
He does his own stunts. It's pretty wild.
I think that is very similar to how he was hanging off that plane in Rogue Nation. Mm-hmm. Then he also scaled the Burj Khalifa, Ghost Protocol. And then the end of Dead Reckoning Part 1, he motorcycle cliff jumped.
Yep.
This guy, he's just crazy.
He is...
Flew a helicopter.
Yep.
Broke his ankle. What has he done? He did the halo jump.
Yep.
And one thing that I want to throw out there is that Yes, I did make a note of it. So he originally had the record for holding his breath the longest. He held it for 6 minutes in Rogue Nation. And Kate Winslet actually broke that record. She has the record for holding her breath for 7 minutes and 15 seconds when they were filming Avatar.
My goodness.
The Way of Water. And when I saw that news, I was like, yes, of course she would be better than Tom Cruise.
I just really like her for that fact.
She's a great
good
gal.
skill. It's a good skill to have for a pretty girl.
She's my hall pass. I don't know if you knew this story, but somebody was talking to Jackie and they said, "Oh my gosh, would you really let Elisa do that?" And she goes, "I'm not worried."
Yeah.
She totally roasted me.
That's hilarious. My hall pass looks like the Yellow Pages. It's just thick and long, full of different names of movie stars. And my wife still does not care because she's like, really? If they can tolerate you, they can have you. It's fine. Go ahead. It's just a long list of starlets.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
They've got a Lilo and Stitch coming out live action.
Yeah, I keep seeing these ads on TikTok and it's like Lilo or Stitch jumping at your screen. I can't lie, it's got me wanting to watch it. Yeah. Where before I had no interest whatsoever. It's really, they're advertising it very well.
It looks cute.
Yeah.
I only saw the first one once and I don't remember it much. I know he's like a blue alien or something.
Yeah, he's like got like 4 legs. He kind of looks like a dog. And, like, the biggest part of it is him, like, you know, the part that I remember, oh, Hannah means family. Like, he's just, like, cute. Oh, yeah. You know, it's a fun movie. I'm not a big Disney movie person, but that was one that I actually enjoyed. It was actually fun to watch.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Are you more Pixar or just
not that? I like Pixar, but I'm not a big animated. I'm more, like, mobster movies, scary movies,
sure.
Action. I love a good rom-com. Those are great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those are the type of films I enjoy.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's all the stuff you would probably expect by looking at me.
Well, coming out on the 30th, I don't know if you heard about this, Dennis. Karate Kid Legends.
Yes, I'm very excited about that, honestly. I love the Karate Kid. I love the originals. I love the series. I'm very excited about this. It's going to be great.
They're going to mesh it together.
Yep.
The originals and the reboot that they were doing.
Yeah, they're going to have, oh boy, what is his name? Because I'm so bad with that. Jackie Chan.
Oh, Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan's going to be in there because he was in one of the reboots. And then they're also going to have the kid who plays Daniel, or the man at this point, that plays Daniel, go in and work with him. And they're going to teach the guy together. Both types of Miyagi karate.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Like, I am just a sucker for that series. It's one of the first movies I saw in a theater. I am Karate Kid all day, every day. I'll watch every single one of them.
That's
no problem.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I saw all of them. I did not see the Jaden Smith one, though.
I thought it was pretty decent. Jaden Smith did a good job in there. What is it? Who's the guy who plays Daniel LaRusso? I can remember the character's name, but I can't remember the actor's name because, you know, that makes total sense.
The actor's name you're looking for is Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio, that's it. Yeah, I love that guy. Have you watched The Karate Kid on Netflix, the series?
I have not.
You should. It's so great. They have the kid who played Daniel, Ralph Macchio, and they also have the guy who played the original bad guy. What's his name? The blonde kid from the original movie. I'm so bad with names. But they have both the anti-hero and the hero, and they end up becoming friends over the series.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
And they have kids, and their kids are involved in it. So it shows like the full circle of thing. It's the perfect movie for anybody over the age of 30, or series for anybody over the age of 30.
I'll have to check it out.
Oh, it's super good. I think it's called Cobra Kai. Actual name of it.
It is called Cobra Kai. Yes, of course. I will put it on the list.
It's very good.
The next one coming out is a Wes Anderson movie. I'm not sure if you're a Wes Anderson guy, but it's called The Phoenician Scheme. That's going to be on the 30th. I brought it up for 2 reasons. One, Bill Murray is going to play God, so that'll be interesting.
That'd be awesome.
And the other fun fact is Kate Winslet's daughter. This is her first movie that she's going to play a lead role.
Really?
Her name is Mia 3 Appleton, and we'll see how that goes. I'm pumped because Kate is a wonderful actress, and I would assume her child probably has similar skills.
Yeah.
And I really like Wes Anderson movies because when they pop on the screen, you know it's him right away.
Yeah.
He has those vibrant colors and really odd storylines. But I know he's not for everybody.
I think he's great. And anything with Bill Murray, I'm 1,000% in. I would vote for him for president tomorrow. I love that guy. He's so great.
Well, we're going to have to go because Jackie does not really like Wes Anderson. And we need to see Bill Murray play God.
It's a date. Let's do it. I'll say, my wife will say, "What are you doing?" I'll say, "I'm going to church."
Yeah. Perfect.
Yep.
Then June 6th, Ballerina is coming out, and this is an offshoot of the John Wick series.
Yeah, that looks really good.
I'm pumped about that.
Yep.
And it's set between John Wick 3 and 4.
And the fact that they're using Elton John music to promote it, you cannot beat that.
That is so good.
Yeah, I mean, to see people fighting with Ballerina playing in the background.
Yep.
Come on.
It has a little thing of bullet ballets, stylish trench coats, and existential grunts from Keanu Reeves.
That pretty much sums up his entire acting career.
Yeah.
So, and I'm all right with that.
I love it. A symphony of violence, preferably in slow motion and under dramatic lighting.
Nice. I like it. I am 100% there for it. On those same type of lines, they're making I don't know if you ever saw the movie Nobody.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming up on the
number
list.
2. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
That's so exciting. I put this one on because I didn't know anything about it, but on the 6th as well, The Life of Chuck is coming out. And it's apparently based on a Stephen King novel. And it's about a terminally ill accountant named Chuck who becomes weirdly famous. It sounded really interesting.
That does sound interesting.
It says the apocalypse is nigh, and somehow it's being sponsored by Chuck.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about the book, but it should be good.
Yeah, if it's Stephen King, and I'll watch it, and then that's just an odd description. Like, that sucks you in a little bit. I'd be 100% down to see that one.
Exactly. It's a surprisingly emotional novella, it says. That'll be good. Then on the 20th, 28 years later, based on the 28 days later and the 28 weeks later horror films, Danny Boyle is back.
Nice.
Yeah. It says, remember those super angry Olympic sprinter zombies from 28 days later? Well, they're still mad and they're still fast, nearly 30 years later. It says, screaming infected? Check. Emotional trauma? Absolutely. Bring snacks? You'll need the energy.
Nice.
Thought that was a pretty good tagline.
I remember the first time I saw 28 Days, I was like, well, I ain't surviving that zombie apocalypse. Walking Dead, they moved kind of slow. Yeah. I had a chance. Not those ones. I was screwed.
Those guys were nuts.
They were fast,
they were.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how many different types of zombies there are. Mm-hmm. You would think, oh, they're all the same. Nope, not true.
No.
All sorts of kinds of zombies.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've had a zombie movie for a bit.
No, we've had, TV series and stuff like that, but there hasn't been a solid zombie movie. I think the last one that I can really...
World War Z, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, or...
Zombieland?
Yeah, Zombieland is great with Bill Murray.
Yeah, I know.
It's so awesome. Or the one with... but they didn't really classify them necessarily as zombies. The one with Will Smith.
I Am Legend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard they're going to make another one of those.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I'd be willing to see that if they do.
Yeah, for sure. The next one on the docket is F1. I put this on here because I know we both like racing. Mm-hmm. And here's the cool part about it. It's directed by Joseph Kosinski, and he's the dude that directed Top Gun Maverick.
Ooh, which means it's going to be cutting edge.
Yeah, this has high hopes for me.
That would be neat.
And Brad Pitt plays a once legendary racer who hung up his helmet after a crash, but then decided to come back and help a new talent.
That'd be
so
kind
that
of
should
cool.
be good.
I'd be interested in that. I mean, those F1 racers, you're basically strapped into a jet that's stuck to the ground and praying it doesn't break loose as you go around a corner, pushing it to its limit. That's pretty cool. I love that stuff.
It'll be a good one, I think.
Yeah.
It has the potential. Then Jurassic World Rebirth. That's coming out July 2nd. And I think this is going to be so good. It says, what could possibly go wrong? Expect awe, chaos, and at least one very bad idea involving a tranquilizer dart. But this franchise basically prints money.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's really what it does.
I mean, they put Jurassic on anything and...
Yep, exactly. I mean, I buy a ticket, so
yeah.
I'm not knocking it.
No, it's same. Doesn't matter which one it is. I'm gonna watch it eventually. Whether it's I purchase it to watch at home or I go to the theater, I'm gonna see it. It's just like a given. If a new Jurassic something comes out, they might as well just count. It's like a guaranteed.
And I'm not sure how this fits in the line of the Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion that they had out. But since they called it Jurassic World, I'm assuming it's going to be more in that line of movies. But they named it Rebirth, so it tells me they're trying to reboot it. You know?
Makes you kind of think, like, with Jurassic World, maybe they've spread out and now they're actually taking control.
Yeah.
Or, like, their dominant predatory status.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it makes you think, at least by the name.
For sure. I think that's a good assessment. Then on the 11th of July, Superman is coming up.
I'm excited for that.
James Gunn is officially clocking in as the new boss of the DC Universe 2.0. And he's starting things off with the big guy himself, Superman.
James Gunn is an amazing director, so I'm very excited to see what he does with this. And just the little snippets that have been released, to kind of trail us along, look great.
They said that he is going to include Crypto the Super Dog.
Yeah, which is the character, he based it on his own dog, is what I heard.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is so good. And he made Guardians of the Galaxy great fun, so I'm pumped about it. I know there's a lot of people upset, but honestly, the previous DC timeline, although I enjoyed the movies, I'm not going to poop on them here, but there's a lot of people that didn't like them. And they weren't getting box office numbers like they should have.
Yep.
They were in no way competing with Marvel, but I think it was just too big of a stage at the time. But now that those main Marvel movies have died down, and I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet, so I can't say, but I did watch the most recent Captain America, and it was disappointing.
Yeah.
So I think we might have a swing here where the DC movies start taking over the box office from the Marvel movies.
Well, I think the DC movies of the past were too wholesome, almost. They didn't have enough of the grit that the Marvel universe or Marvel movies had. And I think James Gunn will bring that to the Superman movie. It'll show some humanistic, not altruistic characteristics of him. Can I say istics one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Marvel just weaved humor in a little bit better.
Yeah.
And the characters, you saw them interact with each other, and they had their own movies. It wasn't as choppy.
Yeah. If you don't, honestly, with anything in the world, to me, if you don't have some humor in it, you're not going to keep people. Because we have to see the good, the bad, and we have to laugh at it. And that's just the way humans work.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You at least won't have a broad audience, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a nostalgic one. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. That's coming out on the 18th.
Just those words scare me.
Yeah, I know. It's so good. It came out in 97, and then sequel immediately followed in 98. Jennifer Love Hewitt. I still think her best movie from back then was Can't Hardly Wait, though. I loved that one. It's fun. But sounds like it's going to be a lot of the same, with the haunted teens being stalked by the angriest maritime murderer. And Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are going to be in it.
Nice.
I'm not sure exactly what their role is, but it's probably certain they'll be holding a flashlight and yelling, "Don't go in there."
Yeah.
It's probably going to happen for sure.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet. Freddie Prinze Jr., I am willing to say, as a young man, I was like, that's a handsome dude. I'm fine with saying it. I have no problem saying it. That was a good-looking guy, but Jennifer Love Hewitt, my God.
Yeah.
I would crawl over my own children to go on a date with her.
She kind of fell off the earth, though, and it's...
She was on the series 911. She played a 911 operator.
No way.
Yeah. My wife is into that show, and I was sitting there one day, and I go, is that Jennifer Love Hewitt? She goes, yeah. I've been watching every single one of them since.
Idea. Oh, so you're talking the new 911, not Reno 911.
Yeah, no, not Reno. No. Ostrich boots. No, not that one, but the 911 TV show series. Yeah, like the CBS version or whatever it's on. But she looks amazing. 50 years old, whatever she is. She's incredible.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Then there's a Smurfs movie. We're getting a Smurfs movie. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not hear about that.
It's coming on July 18th.
As a grown man who dressed as Papa Smurf to go to work one day in a dementia ward.
I love this.
I don't know how I feel about a Smurfs movie.
You look like Papa Smurf now that you say it.
Yeah. I painted myself blue. I had red sweatpants on, red hat, the whole nine. I went all in.
Cute.
Yeah. The demented people did not think so. They were a bit freaked out.
Well, Papa Smurf gets abducted in this movie.
What the hell?
Yep. Gargamel and Rosamel take Papa Smurf. They're trying to save him. Your face was priceless when I said the Smurfs movie is coming out. I could see it happen.
It's like the Smurfs TV show growing up to me is sacred. Like I ate the Smurf cereal, everything that was Smurfs we had. Yeah, the whole nine. So I'm okay with reboots, but come on now.
Yeah.
Some things got to be left pure.
Okay, don't buy a ticket because Dennis wants it to be...
I want it to fail.
Yeah, exactly. It needs to fail.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just bump ahead because
Smurfing kidding me.
Yeah, no one's going to the Smurf movie. We don't want to piss Dennis off. Yeah. So let's talk about the next one. This one I took from the list because it sounded like it might hit us where it hurts a little bit. Eddington, July 18th. That's coming out, and I think it's about the pandemic because it says it's set in the year 2020, and you've got Joaquin Phoenix and the first of Pedro Pascal's movie. He's playing a mayor. And there's a political showdown, and I'm assuming it's probably about the pandemic and COVID-19 would be my assumption here.
Probably.
But the director is Ari Aster, and it could really go off the walls because I don't know if you saw Beau is Afraid, but that movie is weird.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how a COVID movie plays out with a director with that type of creativity.
Yeah, that type of creativity, and then those two actors
are
both phenomenal, and yet also very opinionated on certain things. So it'll be interesting to see what it's about.
This is my favorite little descriptor here, though. They said, the year is 2020, a chill, totally uneventful time when everything was fine and no one panic bought canned beans and toilet paper. Welcome to Eddington, New Mexico, where things are about to get even weirder than real life. That's what it says.
Oh, I bet that's going to be really good then. I bet you it's about a town that just goes...
I bet you too. Yeah.
Batshit crazy over it.
They're calling it a tense political drama.
Huh.
But we'll see. We'll see. We should probably take a minute for our sponsor, Dennis.
Let's do it.
We've been cutting to the sponsors so randomly, and maybe we should just key them up so that people know they're coming. And we have a really good sponsor for this episode.
Nice.
This episode of Dippy Does It All is brought to you by Popcorn Pantz, the world's first cargo shorts with built-in snack compartments. Tired of sneaking snacks into the theater like a criminal mastermind? With Popcorn Pantz, you can strut into summer blockbusters with 3 flavors of popcorn, 2 sodas, and a small nacho tray, all in your pants. Certified stylish by exactly 0 fashion experts, Popcorn Pantz are perfect for long movies, short attention spans, and questionable life choices. Popcorn Pantz, because fashion is temporary, but snacks are eternal.
Love it.
You gonna get yourself a pair?
Heck yeah. I was just thinking, I think I have a pair of those.
At first I wasn't sure until I knew I could fit a nacho tray in there. Then I was all in.
Yeah, then you're in.
So we thank our sponsor, Popcorn Pantz. Okay, let's step it up to late summer, July 25th. Fantastic Four, they're calling it The First Steps, is the third time a charm. I feel like they've been trying to reboot Fantastic Four more times than...
Yeah, there's somebody in Hollywood with a lot of money who's really into the Fantastic Four. That's many times that they've tried this one.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It looked a little weird.
Yeah, I'm just that whole group of superheroes has never been a big one for me.
Well, and this is another one that's going back to the 60s.
Okay.
So I don't know what's happening in Hollywood right now, but they're wanting a lot of things to take place in the 60s, it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the original Fantastic Four from the comics where, like, I don't know his name, but the guy who is the big rock guy, he was bright orange and had a blue Speedo. So, like, if they go back that far and make it look like that, maybe it'll catch on with the older crew, but I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Pedro Pascal is in this one, too.
Of course. He's in
2 weeks in a row, his movies are coming out. That's the funny thing that can happen to actors once in a while when they film these movies, and then occasionally the distribution matches up, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, this person's in everything this summer. What's going on?
Even though they were filmed, a year apart or whatever, but just the way it falls. And then you're just like, Pedro Pascal, what's he got a loan due? What's going on? Does he owe somebody some money? Because he's in everything.
Exactly. July 25th, this will really spark joy. I know, because it sparked joy on me when I saw it was happening. Happy Gilmore 2.
Yes.
It's happening. I think it's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah, it's a Netflix special.
Dusting off the hockey stick putter and resurrecting the man who made golf violent in the long overdue sequel to the 96 cult classic.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. That'll be fun.
I love this movie so much because I played hockey, obviously, and this was back when you would take the coach buses to the long trips and you could play the VHS tapes. Mm-hmm. And we had the VHS of the Happy Gilmore that would just play on loop when we'd go places. So this one is my favorite Adam Sandler just because of sheer nostalgia.
Yeah.
Watching it over and over and bringing me back to that time in my life. I would also add, though, that if you want other good hockey movies, Mystery Alaska. That movie is great. If you haven't seen it, we'll have to watch it. We'll add it to a list.
All right.
Perfect. And, of course, The Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks is great.
Slapshot and all that, they're all great hockey movies, but I would say those would be my three favorite. Mighty Ducks, Mystery Alaska, and Happy Gilmore.
Okay. I love Happy Gilmore, love Mighty Ducks. Mystery Alaska, I haven't seen yet, so maybe I'll love that. I did enjoy Slapshot. I thought it was great.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm pumped to see what happens in this one, though. It's almost like taking a shot of spiked Capri Sun.
Yeah.
When you think, like, okay, we're going to have a Happy Gilmore movie.
Yeah.
The only thing I would request is if they could green light a Billy Madison sequel before something happens to Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
We need one of those.
We definitely need I will watch anything with Adam Sandler and Steve Buscemi. I don't care what it is. I'll watch it, whether they're together, whether they're not.
Yeah.
I'm watching it. I love both those guys. Steve Buscemi was a former firefighter who became an actor.
Yeah.
And when 9/11 happened, he went to his old station and volunteered. That dude is gold.
Exactly.
I will watch and pay any amount to watch anything he's in.
Agreed. I had zero idea that anyone would even consider rebooting this movie that's coming out August 1st. But The Naked Gun is being rebooted.
Ooh.
With Liam Neeson. 20 years ago, the Naked Gun movie was coming out. Frank Drebin, who knew he'd be played by the guy that was Schindler in Schindler's List? I mean, what is happening? Or the guy that throat punched half of Europe in Taken. He is going to be the new Naked Gun. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. I mean, I think Liam Neeson's an okay actor. He's got some questionable role decisions. He's done some questionable things in his free time. Said some bad things. I don't know if he has the comedy chops to pull that off.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It is weird, though, that the original actor's name was Leslie Nielsen, and now we've got Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Did they just go, okay, let's just pick someone with a similar sounding name?
Probably. I mean, look, we can flip it around a little bit.
But yeah, the first one came out in 1988, and now here we are, redoing it. It's just really strange.
Yeah, it's a weird choice for that character. There's so many other people that they could have chosen that I think would have been better.
And they're redoing Freaky Friday. They're calling it Freakier Friday. That's coming out August 8th.
Is that the one with the
Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah, they flip. Yeah.
How are they going to do that? Are they just going to flip again? Does someone have a TikTok to make or something?
Yeah, freak.
I feel like the one was plenty. I don't think you need to make it freakier.
Yeah, and what's going to be freakier? What, are they going to be prostitutes? What's going on?
Yeah,
Like,
I have no idea.
How do you become freakier than, oh, I'm in my mom's body and I'm in my daughter's body?
And it's so crazy to me that Jamie Lee Curtis, she's a horror god, Halloween movies. She just won an Oscar a couple years ago. And now she's like, yeah, let me do the Freakier Friday movie. So I'm hoping that means the plot is actually good.
Yeah, I mean,
she was willing to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
but we'll see.
She might be a nostalgia freak too, though, and she's like, "Well, I did the first one. I'm going to do the second one."
It could be.
I mean, hopefully it's. I mean, the first one was not horrible. It wasn't.
No, it was fun.
You know, it's campy, fun movie. You just watch it and enjoy it. So, I mean, the world needs more of that, anyways. So,
for sure.
If we can get that.
Yep. This is the one you brought up earlier. Nobody 2 is coming out, and I'm so glad you knew about it because I feel like a lot of people didn't give Bob Odenkirk the credit that he deserved for that movie. Yeah, it was great.
That movie was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he played that character so well. And it was, the way he played it, it was believable. Like, could there be a retired special services person that can absolutely kick everybody's butt, but is deciding that I'm just living a normal life now until, nope, I can't take it anymore? And then snaps? Yeah, I can see that.
I love this descriptor. Sketch comedy legend, dramatic powerhouse turned surprise action daddy, Bob Odenkirk, is back as Hutch Mansell. Yes, Hutch Mansell, which still sounds like a guy who sells you premium mulch at Home Depot. Not someone who can kill you with a paperclip. But kill you he will, because Hutch is no ordinary suburban dad. He's a former government assassin with rage issues and a Costco membership. I think it's so good.
He'll kill you in bulk.
Yeah, exactly. Lock your doors, hide the recycling bin, Hutch is back, and this time, family night's gonna need a mop. It's gonna be great.
You know the HOA avoids that guy's house. Like, for sure.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I love Bob Odenkirk. He's a great actor. I love him in Better Call Saul.
Oh, yep.
Breaking Bad. I've never seen anything he's not been extraordinary in, no matter what role it is.
And I know you'll like this. He's a wonderful dad. In real life.
I could anybody who does so well at their job must be, to me, gives good dad vibes, because you don't try so hard if you're not trying to provide for somebody. I
caught him on the Kelly Clarkson show, and he brought his daughter with him, and he was just gushing about her because she was recently going to be graduating college and all this. So
that's awesome.
That's the only reason I know. I don't know him personally.
Kelly Clarkson is also on my hall pass list.
Yeah.
Love that woman. Her voice.
Yeah.
She can sing. I don't even want to do anything naughty. I just want to sit and listen to her sing and just stare at her.
Yeah, we went down to Vegas to see her show there because being in a room with her voice, it changes your life. Oh. And I would assume it'd be the same for a singer like Adele, Celine Dion, any of those real powerhouse singers. Mm-hmm. But it just fills your chest. It's crazy.
I'm going to have to do that because I absolutely adore her.
She's going to be back in Vegas this summer again.
Nice. And she seems like such a good, caring individual. She does all these things for charities, and I'll admit, I'm a simp. I'm a simp for Kelly Clarkson. Is what it is.
I think that's one thing about celebrities that attracts me more to them than others is what their persona is and what movies they pick. So movies they pick can kind of give you an internal look into their thought processes, and then their personas can tell you okay, I think this person might be cool to hang out with, or they think too much of themselves or too highly of themselves. Yeah. And a lot of them, like Kate Winslet, did a campaign where she wore no makeup and told women it's okay to be whatever size you are. Yeah. That's a cool message. Yep. And then you watch Kelly Clarkson on her show, and she just seems like someone you could hang out with. Yeah, and she's jokes and
she's relatable. She's dealt with weight issues like all of us have, and whether she was bigger or smaller, she still is herself. Yep. And that's admirable.
Exactly.
You got to love that.
Yep. This next movie, coming out on the 22nd of August, is called Honey Don't, and it comes from Ethan Coen. And I like a lot of his movies. But it's about a small-town private investigator who delves into a series of strange deaths tied to a mysterious church. And here's the kicker that I wanted to throw at you, Dennis. Chris Evans is going to be the preacher.
Oh.
I think this is going to be good because he knows how to do those types of mysteries. You got No Country for Old Men, Fargo, True Grit. It's all going to be good, I think.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in seeing that one. That sounds very good.
Yep, so I threw that on the list. And then I'm not sure if you were into this in the 80s, but they're making a Toxic Avenger.
I love Toxic Avenger.
Well, it's coming out August 29th.
Nice.
So that'll be interesting.
Cool.
And now this isn't movie related, but I saw this last night when I was looking through the list. And I have to bring it up. Did you hear King of the Hill is being rebooted?
No.
It's coming out on Hulu at the end of the summer.
Really?
Yes. I cannot wait.
I know. I'm going to get my propane and propane accessories ready because that's awesome.
It was supposed to be just a little filler series, and then it was so popular, it was on for 13 seasons.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped they're bringing it back.
Yeah, that's super cool. That'll be fun because there's not a lot animation-wise right now that's out that I'm like thrilled about. You know, it's all like kind of mid. I am totally down to watch that.
Well, and I wanted to bring it up here because the cover art, I had the app make us cartoon with some of the movies coming out. But I used the picture from when we went axe throwing, and I had the gummy snake around my neck, and I was wearing my Dale's Dead Bug hat.
Yeah.
So if you look at the cover art in your car right now, or on your phone, or computer, wherever you're listening to this, that's a Dale's Dead Bug hat. That's a reference to King of the Hill. The thing around my neck is actually a rubber snake that Dennis was so gracious in picking up for me for my birthday. But it's actually kind of a horrific rendering of me as a cartoon because it kind of makes me look questionable if my name would be Pat or Chris. And it gave me a little bit of lipstick. And I thought, you know what? I'm not redoing this because this is hilarious. And I'll show it to you at the end here, Dennis. But it's great. So if you're wondering why I look like a Pat or a Chris, it's because it just made me laugh and I didn't want to redo it.
That's fantastic.
And I have no idea why I put red lipstick on, but it's pretty great.
AI wants to see you dress up a little.
Yeah, so that's what I have for lists of movies coming out this summer. I think it's a good list. It sounds like we've got some reboots, some nostalgia, and some new concepts.
Yeah.
I think that'll be fun.
Enough to keep us going and checking it out, I think.
Yeah. Which summer blockbuster are you most excited for after we talked about these?
I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm definitely going to see that.
Yeah.
That's a given. I have to. And that's kind of exciting to go check that one out.
I'm hitting up the Mission Impossible in a couple weeks here. That one I want to see. And I want to see it on the monster screen.
The biggest.
Yeah. They have a monster screen over in Lakeville. If you weren't aware. It's the size of an entire warehouse, basically.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I'm most excited about that because I want to see Tom Cruise hang off a plane. I want to see him do the wing walking. I love going to air shows, and when people do that wing walking, it's just insane.
Yeah, like...
Because they strap themselves on top of the biplane, but they don't when they're going from the plane up to the top.
Yeah, that's
They're
free
just
climbing.
Yeah,
like,
it's so crazy to me.
That is crazy.
You really have to trust the pilot that they're going to keep it level and, you know.
It better be your wife or significant other or somebody.
And if something goes wrong, you're getting chopped up. So, like, you better be careful.
Yeah. I'm least excited about the Smurfs.
Oh, yeah.
It's Smurfing ridiculous.
I could see it. I could see it on your face.
I do not like that at all.
Oh, Lord. Do you think Star Power still sells the tickets, or do you think it's more about a brand or a franchise? Because I think that back in the day it was more about celebrity power, but now I don't know if people care as much.
I think overall, no, but I think there are still some celebrities that people, like Bill Murray, if he's in it, I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
If it's an Adam Sandler movie, I'm going to see it. Steve Buscemi, I'm going to see it. I think what we're learning now, because we do get so much exposure on how celebrities live their lives, is the better the person is, in their own personal life, you start to go, I want to see them succeed, so I will give them my money. I will go watch what they're in.
Sure.
I think we have more access and more knowledge than we used to. Before it was, this is just the name and they look like this.
Yeah.
And, oh, well, we'll go see that because they look like this and that's their name. Now it's more about who they are and what they do outside of the movie, as well as how good they are in it. And once you realize that, oh, this person's made movies that I like, they seem to be a good human outside of the movies.
Yeah.
I'm down with making sure that continues and take my money and let me watch it and enjoy, and they get something and I get something and I get to feel good about who I'm supporting. I think that's where that falls in now. Sure. I think we're in that weird middle land. Mm-hmm. And then there's something to say about like the name of a series where it just pulls you in with nostalgia. Like, I know what you did last summer. Everybody who grew up in the 90s is going to want to see it just because, it reminds us of a time gone by. So
I'd be curious to hear what other people think. So give us a comment if you think it's more about the star power or the franchise. I think it depends on the size of it, because if you have a weird indie movie that maybe had a low budget, chances are a lot of people are probably not going to go see it unless you put someone with a lot of celebrity power in it.
Yeah.
But then you can take a franchise like Jurassic Park, and I realize Scarlett Johansson is going to be in this one, but you wouldn't have to put Scarlett Johansson in there for someone to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think it's kind of both.
Yeah.
But
I can tell you one franchise I hate because they beat it to death, and I used to love it. Fast and the Furious. You can't even buy a Hot Wheel without it being branded Fast and the Furious. My God, I can't stand it.
Yep, I would agree on that. They went too far on the Fast and the Furious movies. Then when we were doing Hobbs and Shaw and all these things, come on.
Yeah, like offshoots of a already kind of not great movie.
Exactly. Even though it is part of our Dwayne Men prayer at work.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
I've seen
Dwayne Nom.
Yeah.
And we go Moana, Jumanji, Hobbs and Shaw.
Yep.
So it did serve a purpose. So that we would have a prayer that brings people back to life.
He has protected us from many a busy night. So
he definitely has. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
That Dwayne Nom. If you could spend a day in the world of one of these summer movies, which would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably, I think I'd have to say Jurassic Park just because I'd want to be able to see a dinosaur.
Yeah,
like in real life.
I would probably say Happy Gilmore, and I'm hoping they have like a golf competition. I think it'd be fun to go to the golf competition and watch it.
Yeah, that would be a good time. Oh, I should have thought of that one because that would be fun, super fun. Well, I just thought dinosaur.
Dinosaur would be sweet too, but I would be too concerned that I would be eaten.
I'm certain I would, but at least I'd die knowing I saw one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Which movie do you think is most likely to disappoint, despite the hype?
Smurfs.
Oh, for sure.
I'm already disappointed.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the ones we talked about. I'm probably going to be most disappointed by, I'd probably say Ballerina is what I'm going to guess. I think it has great potential, but it also could go south quickly.
Yeah, if you're into John Wick and you're like really, John Wick is my guy, which I am too, I might
not want to see a different person doing it.
Yeah, it might be hard. And then on top of that, it is sometimes, not that women aren't strong, it's hard to see, oh, she's going to beat up a 350-pound trained fighter. Is she? Like, you know, like, it's kind of hard to take that part into it for some movies like that. Now, if she's using special skill or a gun or something, but when it's like, okay, and it shows this 5'7" little twig of a woman beating up a 6'5", 350-pound man, is like, meh. Not, and it kind of takes you out of it a little bit.
Nope, I would agree. It could be great, but it could also stink.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
I know I'll see it because I love the John Wick's, saga, so I'll definitely watch it.
Me too.
Yeah.
This summer, there's some reboots and refranchising of some of these older movies. If you could reboot a franchise or a film, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would probably want to reboot SLC Punk.
Ooh.
And do a modern version of it because I love that movie, and I think we're in the type of climate where you could do that and it would be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I was thinking about this, and it's so difficult because there's a lot of great movies and a lot of great franchises. I'm not sure what I would pick, but I'm going to say G.I. Joe.
That would be
I
cool.
think G.I. Joe would be cool rebooted. Because the movies that they did make, they made them way too cheesy.
Yeah, they weren't... I would want to see a reboot of G.I. Joe to be more like the 80s cartoon.
It needs to be exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think if they did that, they would make a ton of money.
Agree. And think about if you can get all the young kids into it right now, you can get all the action figures, reboot all of it.
Yes.
Because they haven't been making the minis for a while.
No.
And the minis are where it's at.
And the ones that they did put out were like the original Star Wars ones. They weren't...
Yeah.
You couldn't bend their arms and stuff like you could with the ones when we were kids.
Exactly.
And that disappoints me so bad because I finally have the money to be able to buy one if I want one.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had to beg for it.
Yeah.
I would own all of them. I would go nuts.
Agreed.
And no, they don't make them.
Yep. So I would do that.
Yep.
I think we've kind of hit it all.
Yeah.
Anything you think we missed?
No, I think we did a pretty solid breakdown.
Well, I'm looking forward to summer movies. I mean, half of them I probably will just wait for them to come out and watch them in the basement. But, I mean, it's not like it's a bad setup.
No, I think you're pretty good. Although after falling asleep on the gloriousness that are these couches, I don't know if I would survive a movie on them. So...
Well, they have bass kickers in the seats, so if we're actually watching a movie, it's going to rumble your hiney.
Oh, no.
So that may be a help you stay awake.
Yeah. little...
Yep. Little hiney.
Little
Rumble
vibration.
of the hiney. All right. Well, that's a wrap on our summer movie preview. Big thanks to Dennis for joining me on the wild ride through explosions, dinosaurs, haunted fishing trips, and Tom Cruise's never-ending sprint towards danger. We've got reboots, sequels, prequels, requels, and at least 3 movies that probably end with someone screaming, "Get out of there!" So buckle up, folks. Grab your popcorn pants and enjoy a summer filled with chaos, curiosity, and questionable plot twists. If you had fun hanging out with us today, make sure to subscribe to Dippy Does It All, leave a review, and share it with your movie crew. Seriously, don't keep this cinematic nonsense all to yourself. Until next time, keep your popcorn salty, your takes spicy, and your expectations somewhere between Final Destination logic and Jurassic Park science. Goodbye, everybody.